D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So when I woke up this morning, I was not excited to watch this show, but I told myself I was going. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this mask. I told myself I was going to watch this show and cover it. I was like, I don't care what I have to do. So here I am. Now, this episode was not good, but it wasn't terrible. But I'm all like, there's room for disappointment. The acting was not that great in certain circumstances. Things are not, it's just not going to be good. I tell you that right now. I think that Misha Collins does a good job, but I think he's, I always liked him as Castiel on Supernatural and everything, but I don't even know why they released this show. Nobody was looking for this show. Nobody wanted this show. You got Batwoman creators on it and writers and stuff. It's just, and I can tell you right now, it's not going to be good. It's just going to be filled with agenda because they already have stuff in here like dead naming people and stuff. And I'm all like, why don't you just do your show and then you don't have to worry about that stuff? But nope. They just, and some of the people look terrible in this episode. I mean, this main kid that plays Turner Hayes or whatever, the actor's name, hold on, Oscar Morgan. He's at some shots, he looks terrible. And I'm all like, oh, who did his makeup? Who lit this? It's just bad. It's just bad all over the board. But yeah, let's suffer through this. All right. I'm gonna break this sucker down now. I'm going to try to get through it as fast as possible because I don't remember what they said. And I'm telling you right now, they didn't say anything special, you guys. They didn't say a lot of I didn't know who my father was. And I'm all like, why is this Turner Hayes kid? Why is this not Dick Grayson? Why? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they don't have the rights to do Robin and Dick Grayson and everything because, Titans has Dick Grayson and maybe they don't want all that stuff. But this Turner Hayes character is not a good replacement. And it's just a weird thing. I don't know, man. And then the girl that's doing Duella Dent or Joker's daughter, I don't know. It's like she's doing a parody. Like she watched somebody do an impersonation of somebody playing the Joker, and then she just did an impersonation of the impersonation. It's just not good. All right, let's get started on this breakdown. But before I do, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting pushed to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, let's get started on this this breakdown. So it starts off with this zooming through Gotham, which wasn't too bad. I mean, this looks like, we got the blimps. I like the blimps. There we get Wayne Tower. Wayne Tower looks all right. Gotham looks all right. You can tell this is New York, or this is, New York edition, because I believe this is the Woodrow building. I think that's what it's called. Which is the no, maybe that's not. I take it back. It's not. You can tell this part. Okay. Anyways, sorry. So we're going through here and we see Bruce Wayne from far, and we get Turner Hayes, and he's doing a voiceover about how his parents were killed and how Bruce Wayne took him in. And I'm all like, why didn't we do Dick Grayson as soon as it chart? So here's Bruce Wayne. I heard they wanted what's his face from Supernatural to do to play Bruce Wayne, but they couldn't. Or Misha Collins said that they wanted to get I think Padalecki to play Batman in this episode, but he was working on another show. I think he does that Walker Texas Ranger show. I'm not quite sure. And he couldn't get the schedule to fix. But I'm all like, I mean, this is only maybe a minute of work, but it's fine. He doesn't need this show stained on him. And he's got this coin. Now, this is the coin for the Court of Owls. I know some people don't like the Court of Owls storyline. I actually do like the Court of Owls. I think that they're when used well, I think they're interesting. I do think sometimes that it's just weird. And I know people didn't like that game or whatnot, but yeah. I didn't play that Gotham Knights game, but I don't know. So anyway, so he's holding an owl, and then he pulls back this bookshelf, and then up pops the Batman mask. And I'll tell you right now, this paper mache looking piece of shit. My mask right here, which is from, I think this is from Burger King or whatever. Let me see. Doesn't say. But this is better right here than this mask right here on the screen. This looks terrible. His batarangs look pretty cool, though. All right. So then we pop over to Turner Hayes, and he is fencing, and he's better at it than Brody, whose hair, by the way, Brody's hair is gross. It looks like a wig. So they're sitting here talking, and she's all like, you're so good and everything. And this blonde girl here, this is Stephanie Brown, who does become Batgirl, a Robin in the comic books. So then I can't remember what they're talking, but something about his dad's not making it or whatever. I can't remember. So he's like, hey, you guys want to have a party at my place? And I'm all like, you're just announcing that at school? Like, what? So they're back at Wayne Manor. Hold on, let's get Wayne Manor. So this actually looks, I also do like Wayne Manor in this. I think it looks nice. And then everybody's at the party, and I'm all like, what's going on here? This is ridiculous. And they're all drinking because, it's okay. This girl right here is, he's like, hey, I know you. And she's like, yeah, it's, what is her name? Carrie Kelly, from Trig. He's like, oh, and everything. Oh, there she is. Very pretty. But that's not Carrie Kelly. If you know Carrie Kelly in the comic books, she's white and redheaded. But listen, and I hate to get into this conspiracy theory of the fact that Hollywood hates redheads, but you guys, I think Hollywood hates redheads. Like, no joke. I think they do, because they don't listen. There's some memes about it, and I'm just like, I think Hollywood hates redheads. I mean, when you have no soul, I get it, but I'm just like, what's going on with the redheads, you guys? You can like them a little bit. I mean, I know some redheads. They're pretty nice. My mom's a redhead. She's very, she's sassy too. Anyways, I can't remember what they talk about. So this woman right here is Cressida, and she is the Alfred to Turner Hayes. She even says that at one point. She goes, your father had Alfred, you have me. And I'm all like, oh, get out of here. Anyways. So she's okay with the party, but so she's like, somebody's in the study or whatnot. And so he goes, or the billiards room. He's like, there's 340 rooms in this house, and you guys had to pick this one. I'm all like, what's so special about this one? I mean, it's a 17th century, and then so there's Brody, and he's with Stephanie, and he's all like, yeah. And he's like, out of all the people you had to hook up with Brody. Oh no, he says that after they leave. There's Wayne Tower, and so we get this, and the janitor's all like, hey bud, we're here, and he walks away. So they take out the cameras, they all sneak in, and we've got Harper Row, which is right there, and then we've got her brother Cullen Row, and then we get Duella, who is the Joker's daughter, apparently. And they break in, and she's like, this looks like a museum, and a vault had a baby or some crap like that. I can't remember. She's like, how many zeros are you worth, you little lady, or whatnot? They open up this safe, and there's a gun. And she grabs it, and she's just putting her little fingerprints all over it and everything, because they're getting set up, you guys. I'm just going to get through this as fast as possible. They're getting set up. And of course, they look over and it says, your bat is dead. And they look down, and there's Bruce Wayne on the floor, which I just want to say, let's go back real quick to this Wayne Tower, right? So this Wayne Tower look how tall that is, right? Where are they? Because I'm assuming they're up here in one of these high ones, because if you look at the view, so then let's fast forward on. Give me 2 more seconds, you guys. Sorry. So then they're looking over the city. They're so high up. But if you look at this shot, they look down, and it looks that looks like maybe 2 stories, 3 stories tops, 3 stories tops. And I'm all like, that's insane. And they're like, let's get out of here. So then Dent shows up, and they turn him around, and like, hold on, I want to show you the face of it. Hold on. There we go. Oh, you can't really see it, but his eyes are open and everything. It's so stupid. And he's like, Bruce. I'm all like, oh, get out of here. So look at that. Look, that's how high up it is. It's like they were on one of these levels right here. And I'm all like, no. His office would be up here. Come on. Everybody knows you want the highest office. Anyways, so They're trying to run. These cops show up. They take out these cops. No problem. No problem, you guys. They just take them out. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. The cops don't even get a hit in. None of them get hit or whatnot. They just take them out. And then this kid, he grabs their walkie-talkie. He's like, I see him on the north, staircase. He's like, I confirm, and everything. So like south staircase. So they get in, they hotwire this cop car, and then they do the Joker thing where the Joker sits outside the cop car and everything. And I'm all like, you guys, this has been done so many times. It's just like copy and paste, wash, rinse, repeat. It's like, don't stop doing the same thing. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So she's sitting here and she's like, and he's like, out of all the people, you had to sleep with Brody, hook up with Brody. And she's like, come on, he's jealous. He just wants everything that you have. But he looks at her because he wants her, but he doesn't have her. And then the cops show up and he's all like, hey, I have to tell you about your dad. Your dad's dead. And he's like, oh, and the acting in this show this kid is not that great. I mean, I'm just like, and yeah, anyway, so he's like, hey, he's like, after your parents and then Bruce took you in and now you're all alone. He's like, I promise we're going to find out who did this. He's like, that's what they said about my parents. And I'm like, get out of here. He's like, did you know your dad was Batman? He's like, what? He's like, he was Batman. He never told me. I'm so angry right now. Let me throw a glass against the wall and then we find out where the Batcave is. And I'm like, oh, get out of here with this big bag of nonsense. So go into the Batcave. Now, this Batcave is not that bad, right? Look, that's pretty good. This is a better Batcave than Batwoman did. And I'm all like, you guys couldn't afford this Batcave in Batwoman. Hold on, let me take this off. It's kind of getting annoying. I'll wear it next time too. But yeah, I'm all like, this is ridiculous. So anyways, so then they have the funeral and she's like, everybody's bad. That's Batman. And this kid right here. Hold on. Let me go back. This kid right here dressed up as Batman looks better than the Batman costume from before, the Batman mask. And they're like, who will protect Gotham? And so they say, we found the hideout where the kids are that killed Bruce Wayne. So they get all the money. He's like, this is really weird that we got paid, you guys, and we don't know who it's from. And she's like, oh, sorry, we should have just gotten the installments or whatever. So he gives this speech about about Bruce Wayne being the protector of the city, yada, yada, yada. They get arrested while this is going down. And there's Carrie Kelly. And then he's like, we've got the kids that killed your dad, buddy. And so Cressida is sitting there and she's like, you got to go to school. And he's like, I'm not going to school. And she's like, listen, you want to have a party and get your friends that are underage drunk? I'll sit by and watch that because that's okay. But you are not going to miss a day of school, mister. So you are not going to miss a day of school, mister. I don't know if that's the right accent. So then she's getting, they're all getting interviewed and she's all like, he's like, you broke your lawyer's kneecaps. She's like, well, she got lippy. He's like, she's like, dad skipped out on me and mom in Arkham to take it up with some floozy named Harley Quinn. And I'm all like, oh, get out of here with this stupid nonsense. So back at the school, he's walking, everybody's just staring at him. And she's like, I'm not going to ask you if you're okay. And he's like, thanks. I'm not going to tell you that I'm fine. He's like, hey, man, are you okay? He's like, I'm fine. And he's like, it's so good. Look, this looks like a wig. This looks terrible. Fix your hair. But yeah, and then he's all like, he's like, you had to know he was Batman. He's like, I didn't know. He's like, this is how I really feel and everything. I'm like, ugh. So they go up to the clock tower thing and he's like, I'm going to need your help to figure out who did this. So she's a hacker, which I think she is in the comic books. I'm trying to remember, but I don't really remember it that well. This is not Carrie Kelly. Stephanie Brown is not one of my favorite Batgirls. Yeah. She becomes Batgirl. Is it Stephanie Brown that becomes Batgirl? Yeah, I think she becomes Batgirl, which, by the way, I think Gail Simone wrote the worst Batgirl ever. And then she got fired and then she tried to blame him on being like sexism. And I'm like, no, I read your Batgirl. I stopped reading it because you wrote a crappy comic book. You're just a crappy writer. So she hacks into not just one bank, all the banks. So back at the police department, they're trying to turn everybody against them and find out all this stuff. And okay, so this is the part where he's like, he's like, oh, she's bisexual because she has to be. And she's like, my dad was okay with bisexual women in his porn, but not in his underneath his roof. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, we're getting into this shit. Okay. All right. And then this one, he's all like, you're Colin Rowe, but your birth name is, he's like, don't dead name him. And I'm all like, I thought Colin Rowe was his name in the comic books. And I don't remember him in the comic books being trans, which I'm fine with trans, but they have to make it a thing. They can't just, and because they can't just hire a trans actor to just be a character in this show. Like the trans actor just can't play a character. It has to be a trans character. And I'm all like, you changed the character so to fit your narrative. And I'm all like, that's so stupid. Anyway, so yeah, they're trying to get him to turn on each other, kind of, but he's trying to be a nice guy because he knows they didn't do it. And she hacks into all the banks and they find out who gave him the money. Oh, she's all like, listen, I'm going to help you, but you're not going to become a vigilante. And I'm all like, why wouldn't you be? I mean, like, you're going to go for broke. So she finds out that the one that paid him all the money was Turner Hayes. And so somebody is setting him up, right? And the cops come and arrest him. And so look, a blue-haired person. Oh, a hooker, total hooker right there. Look at that hooker. Anyways, so they're like, he couldn't have done this. And he's like, listen, he's like, got the bad guys. He's like, I didn't do this. You're a lawyer. Please tell me, I don't remember what they say, you guys. It doesn't even freaking matter. And he's like, he had this coin on him. And he's like, I don't know what this is. So then they put him in the jail cell with these other guys. And they start like arguing. And she's like, oh, so you paid us, huh? And he's like, I didn't pay you. So they get into a fight. By the way, she kicks him and he like flies back into this. And I was like, that's not a thing. Like, you guys, like, you don't need to use wire work for every little fight in this show. So they do this fight so they can get these guys in here and steal stuff from them. Then this woman, who I don't know who this is, she's like, you're gonna convict Turner Hayes, and this is gonna get you reelected. Because isn't it an election year, buddy? And I'm pretty sure she works for the Court of Owls. And so they're up in this, she's up in this tower, and he calls her because he gets his one phone call, and he's like, I need you to hack in to figure out who did all this. She's like, I'll do my best, kind of thing. So then, hold on, I can't remember what they say. So they're taking them to Blackgate, and so they're like, we needed to fight so we could get all these little trinkets to get ourselves out of here. And they're like, she's like, you need to decide who's this. She's like, there's going to be an accident at Blackgate, buddy. So you need to decide right now whose team you're on. You're either team, life, or, team, die. So on their way there, she's like, oh, he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to pick these locks with this little trinket. The other two were able to do it. So they get into a big fight. He helps them out. And then they crash the armored car. These cops come out and they're like, don't move or whatnot. And he's like, and she's all like, I'm going to kill him. He's like, don't. He's like, we can't prove we're innocent. We can't prove we didn't kill anybody by killing people. And she's like, you don't get it. They're all in on it. And they are. He's like, you just made my job that much easier. And then stuff starts. He gets a batarang in the hand. Right there, boom. And then the cars start blowing up and sonic things start going off. And then, this chick comes in with her goggles. And I love how she beats him up and he's like, who are you? And I'm like, you can't tell that's the chick from the party? Like, I'm all like, she's just wearing green goggles. I'm like, her face didn't change. So ridiculous. He's like, who are you? And she takes off her mask and she's like, Carrie. And he's like, from Trig. And I was like, that's kind of funny. It's not laugh out loud funny. It's like, huh, kind of thing. And so she's like, I'm Robin. Let's go. And she's like, what, in your like Batmobile? And she's like, no, in my mom's car. And she's like, and then he's all like, she's like, oh, and he's like, we got to get out of here. We got to stick together. And she's like, you just almost got us killed. And he's like, I'm sorry. And she smacks him. She's like, all forgiven. So they go to Bruce Wayne's thing. And she's like, he used to call me his little Robin. He's like, you knew my dad more than I ever did. And she's all like, yeah, but he talked about you all the time. I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. So then I don't remember what else they say. It really doesn't freaking matter. So go back to Gotham. And he's all like, we are on a manhunt for Colin Rowe, Harper Rowe, Duella, and Turner Hayes. They got the blimps going. I do like that they have the blimps in there. Batwoman only did it like its last like 2 episodes or whatever, last episode. And I was like, bad choice. And so they all so she goes to the Batcave and she finds documents or whatever because she's trying to find out what happened. We go to the tower and these guys are talking about they need to find out who killed Batman. And I'm all like, oh, who cares at this point in time? And then we hop. They see this. And Duella says, this is the logo for the Court of Owls. They run this city. We should have just went and died in Blackgate because now we're already dead. And then she starts saying the poem about the Court of Owls. I don't remember it offhand. I do like it, though. And as she's doing this, we see the proposed amendments to the last will and testament of Bruce Thomas Wayne. And that's Cressida. She burns that. I'm thinking she's a baddie. This guy, and she's like, or the Talons will come and get your head. And he turns around. He's like, no, wait. And then this Talon, hold on. Let's see if I can pause it real quick. Boom. There we go. Oh, man, I missed out. Hold on. Let me see. Here, hold on. 2 more seconds, guys. Okay, there's... Oh, crap. Ooh, I keep doing this. I can't get it right. There we go. This Talon looks... Oh, no, this Talon looks kind of dumb. It looks kind of dumb. It's just like, whatever. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I would have tried harder. Maybe it's just because it's so, like, dark. I'm lighting it. I'm making it lighter, but it doesn't look that great. I'm just going to say that. And he's got a cape, and I'm like, why does he have a cape? It's so weird. And he takes his head. She's like, or they'll take your head. And then that's the end of the episode, you guys. It's pretty stupid. It's not a good show. I can see, I mean... If this show had gotten past a season 1, if the CW had stuck around and this had gotten past season 1, I would have been very surprised because this show I mean, so far it's just not that great. It's just not that great. I mean, but that's what we can expect from writers of Batwoman and showrunners and stuff. They just suck. Anyone associated with Batwoman is just not talented at all. So I'm just like, kick rock, slide to the side, honey. Nobody's interested in your nonsense. All right, that's my breakdown and everything. Yeah, I'll keep up. I'll do this show because I think it's only 13 episodes, and then I'm pretty sure it's never coming back. Which I don't even know why they released this show. They should have just trashed it and seen if they could get a tax thing like they did with Batgirl. All right, you guys, that's my thoughts on that and everything. Tell me what you guys thought about it, or don't. It's fine. But yeah, go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week on my Gotham Knights breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.